Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of FoolCraft with your fellow fool Asuma with his derpy eyes. Do you know what? I get sick of seeing those eyes. I knew they were there. Sometimes I just relog to get rid of them. Hey, anyway, check it out. Our lava chicken. This thing is working. We can see the inventory right here, and you can see it is full of lava chicken eggs, which is awesome. This thing is full of those. Oh, wait a minute. I just put it all in my inventory. Aha, so those ones it's got loads of. I only had a stack of those though. Anyway, my point I was going to make is that this thing has been filling up, and I'm not sure if this is actually taking that lava from there first or from the drum. What I could do is just come along and right click this every so often, and every time I right click it, it goes down, and if I right click it faster, it doesn't go down fast enough. So I think we're actually watching the lava get sucked out of it right there. And soon it will run out and rely on the other stuff. Let's put these things away. We're going to do something this episode. Can you guess what it is? There's a little bit of a hint in my inventory right there. There is a little bit of a hint. But we need to do something else beforehand. Now, we have been getting artifact bags. And in these artifact bags, we've been getting some very, very good loot. But unfortunately, it is a bug in this pack that loot tables and being able to craft these inventory pets is not how the pack was supposed to be set up. And a little bug got in there and messed it all up. So I've kind of agreed actually to get rid of all of my pets. And that means we can't be reliant on them anymore. So this chest pet right here, you can see I've emptied it, and I've actually given myself an ender pouch instead. This thing's like a double chest though, so in a way it's better, and it doesn't eat up wood, although I'm going to miss that little derpy face in my inventory, you know what I mean? So we've got to say goodbye to this fella. Now when it comes to the clouds, there is another way. What happened there? That went completely wrong. There's another way that we can fly in this game, and that is with the angel ring. We'll craft that right now so that stuff doesn't mess up again. I think some of the buttons I press on my keyboard rotate the recipes a little bit, so it gets a bit funky from now and then. Anyway, there's an angel ring for us. Excellent stuff. All of that can go back into the inventory. That's going to allow us to fly when it's in our inventory. We're going to put it into... does it go into an extra slot? Oh no, I've got to take off one of my rings. Oh no, it goes in that one. Okay, that's amazing. No, that's my offhand. That probably means it don't work. I want to keep it in here, right? So, speed and jump boost might have to go. Yikes. I was just about to say, oh, it doesn't go in that slot. I'm sure it is supposed to go in one of... It's a facepalm time. I know what's wrong. You got to put it in there. No. Oh, okay, maybe this thing isn't compatible with it yet. Right, so when I played another mod pack, this is compatible with the Babbles thing over here. In this mod pack, it is not yet compatible. So never mind, what you would do is craft it into a ring that is compatible just by putting it there. So if we keep it in our inventory, we'll be able to fly. Now, the cloud that we got at the moment gives us speed, which is okay. It is very fast. It feels a little bit too nippy sometimes, but it also slows down our mining speed, which time and time again has irritated me. So if we say goodbye to that fella and chuck away the food that those two things eat, yeah, we're moving around slower. Here's the thing. We've also got a speed 2 ring on. And now it kind of feels, yeah, it's even slower still. Okay. So I'll settle for that. That right there is pretty good. And if we go over here, let me show you all of the pets that we have collected so far. I don't know if that's all of them, but that's all the ones we get when we type pets. There's also Alan the Anvil, as Scar would call him as well, who's going to be gotten rid of, unfortunately. I'm going to chuck all of these into a trash can. I think only one or two I got legitimately. I believe one of those was a ghast pet and another one was an ocelot, and that was through exploring and finding them the way we're supposed to. And I'd really like to use this pet right now. Life steal 25% and immune to the wither effect. That is really something. But unfortunately, we can't do that. And I've been doing stuff with the ores from the ore processing room that we made. And I can't fly, can I? This doesn't work. What? There's grid power for it. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm slightly worried by that. And hey, I am very glad I just noticed something, because before I started recording, I said to myself, don't you dare forget to get some more obsidian armor here. There might be a better combination than this, but this is just what I'm going to go with to fight the wither. And actually, we also need a weapon, a crossbow, don't we? We might open some of those. Let's see what else we got here. Just for the fun of it, we're going to open 5 of these at once. And that always looks cool, and there's those amazing sounds. Love it. Okay, so what are we looking for here? There isn't actually something that says damage, just draw speed. Do you know what? I need to look into this. I need to find out which ones are the good one. Maybe the draw speed is the thing. That one's got a 1.8. Anyway, this was in my inventory from where we've been farming mobs. The Eldritch bow, power 4, flame infinity, unbreaking, and mending. I mean, that's pretty spectacular, right? No knockback on it, but that's going to be great for fighting a wither. So anyway, let's use this Black Widow. Oh, it zooms in a lot. Pachung. I don't know if that's going to do more damage or not, but I'm glad to know that it uses regular arrows, as will this one right here. So we can use both of those in this fight. We're going to fight it in the wastelands. We're going to fight it over in this direction, though. Maybe underneath that thing. Let's see how this goes. Last time I fought a wither in modded, it almost went south very quickly. In fact, I'm very worried about how close to our base we are. But we should be good over here. We should be good. Man, this is going to be cool. I hope the wither isn't modded. If it's a modded wither that's extra strong, I could be in some serious trouble. Fingers crossed, people. Fingers crossed. We got our sword. We got our bows. I've got golden apples. I'm going to eat one. I'm going to eat one. Because I'm a bit of a scaredy pants, to be fair. Okay, here we go. Fighting the wither. Bam. Oh, he comes right for me. Yikes. And I've just remembered how incredibly loud that sound is. Okay, this one doesn't seem to do a lot of damage, and I'm going in the wrong direction. I need to lure this guy the other way. Hi, follow me, please. We've still got all of our hearts, and that is very, very loud. Okay, I did it for you guys. I turned down the volume. Jeez, let's keep on fighting. Whew, I was worried he was going to kill me then. Okay, take some damage and get absolutely wrecked. There's a reason we're fighting the wither, by the way, and I think I'm going to snack on another golden apple. There's a particular type of loot bag that we can get from killing the wither in this pack, and I'm hoping the loot bag we will get is my one, okay? We just killed him. I think the items were automatically zapped into our inventory. That's great. We got a Nether Star. That's cool. And look at it. There it is right there. It's Doc M77's loot bag. Oh, man. Do you know what? Doc is online right now. Oh, he's not. Okay, he was early. He must have logged out at some point. Let's see if I can get hold of Doc, because it would be nice to open together. And let's not die of the wither effect. Wow, I think we were down to like 3.5 hearts there. That was kind of scary. Okay, how long's this thing got left? 10 seconds? Do I need to eat another apple? I think we're going to be okay. Alright, Doc. I've just gone and killed myself a wither. Okay.
What?
Yeah, killed a wither.
Really?
Yep. And it
Okay.
dropped something. It dropped this. I want you to look at it because I feel like we should open it, but I want to make a deal.
Doc M77 loot bag? What?
Yeah, man. So if you kill a wither, you get a fool's loot bag. So I was going to make a deal. It's your loot bag, but how about since I got it, you open it up, you take the first pick, and I'll keep the other items because I've got no idea what's in there, right?
Alright. Oh man, this is exciting. I didn't know that was...
I know,
Okay,
it's cool, right?
let me have a look. 3, 2, 1, boom. Oh man.
I like the sound of this.
Okay, that's actually really funny. Wait here, have a look at what's inside. I
Okay.
didn't take anything yet.
All
I
right.
call dibs on the gun.
Okay.
That actually has a little backstory. You see the love generators there?
Yeah, I see him. The Pinkinator.
Yes, the Pinkinator. When we played Project Ozone with Iskal and Ren together, I was obsessed with using the love generation to make power.
Yeah.
And I think that's a little hint of that. And what is the Vloginator? Okay. That's a
You've been-
stack of cameras?
You've been doing your vlogs for a long time, man.
Yeah,
Think
yeah.
about it. Like you
Then
do
we
your
got
you
the
do the
Docinator.
regular vlog every now and then.
Yeah. Okay, let me see. I'll take one Vloginator.
Dude, I'll
Just
tell you
wanna
what,
see it.
you can keep it all, because I don't know what
Alright.
I'd do with those items, to be fair. I
Okay,
think, I
I'll
think I
take
need to
it.
find my own loot bag, because that's the one that's going to be relative to... Oh, don't shoot me.
No, don't worry.
Oh, that's crazy, man. You got yourself a gun.
I need that, dude. Iskal is up to something
Yeah,
not
man.
good.
He's online right now. I'm
He was-
very, very suspicious of him.
He was here, and then he shot me with his stupid bow, and one-shotted me.
He
And then I
one-shotted
come
you.
back. Yeah, he has this super overpowered crossbow. And then I came back here, and here I had a big loot chest, and he replaced it with this.
Oh, man. Dude, does that thing
Yep.
hold all your items? The colossal chest core?
Yeah, he put the items back. He put the items back, but
Oh.
little did he know that I just had cleared out my chest, so
Oh, there's nothing in it
Yes.
anyway.
Yeah, his prank failed a bit, but I think he's up to no good. And, if he comes up to you and kills you, we have a common enemy, just so
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. We got to keep our eye on him. I know what you're getting at though. He'll cause some trouble.
Yeah.
Don't you worry, Doc. Might have to team
All
up in the
right.
future or something. All right then.
So thank you very much.
No
Next time he
problem at
comes
all.
around, he can have a taste of this here.
Are you gonna fire it off? Give it a shot.
I need to configure my keys first, so to reload it, it's set on R as well, and it clashes with whatever sort inventory or
Yeah.
something. I remember that from last time when we played with that. So right now I cannot load it, sadly.
All
Is it
right then.
loaded?
I don't
Oh
know. I
no,
have no idea how to use the
no,
guns, but I'm glad you enjoyed
it's
the loot
not.
bag, man. It was obviously
Thank
better
you
in your
very
hands than
much.
mine. All right.
If I find a Zizuma one, I'll hand it over. That's for sure.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. All right then, Doc.
All right. Yeah.
So getting back to it, I've been rattling my brain, and I think it is just these 5 pets right here that we have gotten legitimately so far. So I'm holding on to those. The rest of them, however, are gone. And I was just sort of looking at this area, looking at the mini-map a little bit, and realised where I tried to tidy up all of this, I've actually made a giant square with the wastelands. Look at that. You can sort of see, well, it's a rectangle, and that is quite a lot of progress so far, isn't it? And why is that slightly orange? It's because it's a claimed area, yep, and I believe that's chunk loaded as well because we've got our mob farm. No, actually, no, that would be where the storage is. That's something I never mentioned. So in here I have a pouch that links to our storage, and our storage is chunk loaded so we can send items back there wherever we're from. But getting sidetracked, I want to talk about this quantum quarry. As always, thanks so much for your feedbacks and comments on the videos. You guys are always helping me out, and we're getting some crazy lag spikes right there. But this quantum quarry will actually run as fast as you can give it juice. Now, I think that might go as fast as 20,000 RF per tick, because that's the most it holds, and perhaps that's something we can aim for to get this thing running at full capacity. But the problem with it was it just soaked up all of our juice really quickly, and so I've been introduced to this block, which is called the power relay. It's really shifter craft, and I don't know what that stuff says because this is over it, but it's kind of simple to use, and I think it's going to remember our configuration when I place it down. So this thing might be doing the business already. Yes, it is. So this block has some letters on its side. We've got right, and then on the other side left, back, and this would be front, and then you got down and up. And if you rotate this block when you place it, the letters will rotate with it, as it's not relative to north and south and all of that sort of stuff. Anyway, when we open this thing up, it may look a little bit confusing, but actually it's quite simple. We've got the letters on the side here. You can set it to input or output mode by changing this. And so on the left side, we've got an input, and we can tell it how much juice to take in at once. And this can be controlled by redstone as well, which I think is really powerful and really cool. So it's sucking in 20 RF per tick on this side, and then it's outputting it up the top here on the upside at 20 as well. So that means this thing is going to get 20 RF per tick now. And you can kind of see that happening. It looks like it waits until it gets a certain amount to operate. Yeah, about 2000 RF, and then it actually does something. Huh, that's interesting. But anyway, this thing will now run slowly, which is fine by me. It's taking up a little bit of juice, but it means there's always some materials coming into our system. So we are back down here, and thanks to your feedback, I've got some great ideas on how we're going to progress forward with this. But first of all, we have removed water from the sides here. As some of you have pointed out, these kind of look like aqueducts, so that's why water was coming to mind. But here's what I've gone and done. I have built a sort of framework for some arches up the top here, and you know what? It don't look very good, does it? You might think at first, well, that's kind of cool, but on closer inspection, it doesn't really do a lot, and that's because it doesn't really have much form or order to it. It's just kind of sporadically working off of what's down below. Now you can see that I've worked in some glowstone here, and what I'm thinking about is the lighting for this room. So this bit right here feels really well lit, but then as we move into this area, the grass kind of suffers a little bit where we've got light around the side here. And I think what we need to do is remove all of this, put in some sort of railings, maybe something from this, although I think these might be a little bit skinny, but something like a cobblestone wall with a nice texture to go around the edge here, because every time I look up here I notice that the cave formation actually looks really cool, and maybe this should remain in a cave and we can put leaves and other cool things up there as well. So I'm now going to rip all of this out that I've just built. That's right, we're going to get rid of all of it. And we're going to go into deco craft a little bit here, because there's something that I want, which is a chandelier. I've been looking for lots of different light sources in the game, and I think the only one that might actually fit into this build at the moment is something like a chandelier. So that is what I'm talking about right there. I did spend a fair bit of time trying out different numbers of these and moving them around, and we settled for 4, which looked really cool. But then I started to build off of the top of them, putting in these arcs, and I think we're starting to see how this is all going to come together now. This structure will get bigger, the one that's above me, and it's going to go out into the walls of the cave, and that's where we're actually going to start to see this cave formation be its natural self, which means I need to get over here and dig away some of this stone, and we'll probably chuck in some leaves up here, change out materials, do the details, you know. But for now, we're going to focus on the other adjustments I made in this room, because I do want to move on to the technical stuff pretty quickly, and I feel like we're getting most of this done. So these little slopes like this I think are pretty cool, but when you come up to the top here, you can see the glowstone. So I think what I need to do is just put something transparent, or try and hide them a little bit, but let the light come through, right? And then we'll have the caves just sort of meet all of this that we've built with some rocky formations, some cobblestone walls, cobblestones, andesite. Make it feel like it's been built into the cave a little bit, and then I think we're kind of set. Some of this stuff will need a little bit of changing and rearranging. I think it might be nice to have it go quite high up as well, and then somewhere up here for there to be like another layer of arcs and overlapping stuff. But we'll go around and change out the textures a little bit as well, just get it all detailed up, so to speak. But this thing is actually really close to being done now. Wow, look at this. You can just go, boom, put one of those down, and you don't affect the light level. I don't actually need to place one there. So let's cover up all of that. Let's swing around over here, and you can clearly see it, can't you? You can clearly see what's going on there. So if there were also this, hi, now why did you just place one block? I guess the connected pane thing doesn't work above an arc. Let's put it over here as well. Now you can see that the slope there doesn't quite match up with that, but you'd barely notice. So I reckon the best thing to do is just to cover up everything at this height and make it all this texture. So I've matched these textures up, and it makes a big difference. And then I've made this into like a 2-block border that goes all the way around the outside there. And Iskall gave me advice to have the part of the cave that meets where you're building be a little bit rougher. So we've thrown in all of these sorts of blocks, and that really helps it feel like it's been pushed into the cave, so to speak, a little bit. So wherever you see this now, from up above or from down below, it all kind of makes sense. Yes, the light just sort of come out of nowhere, but it kind of works. I think what I might do later on, though, is go and reduce the amount of light that the glowstone emits, or something along those lines. But if we look up above, I love the balance of light up here at the moment. It's really dark. You can just about see some greenery creeping in. I might throw in 1 or 2 very faint light sources up there. But the amount of green just dripping into this area, really cool. And so what I've gone for is like spruce leaves just going down in columns, and sometimes they're in pairs as well, sort of dripping down into this area. It looks so cool, man. I'm really pleased with it. But we've used spruce leaves here. Of all the things in the game, it's good old spruce leaves from vanilla that aren't affected by the biome color, because of course we are in a desert biome, which is going to heavily affect the amount of leaves that we can use. But for now, I'd say that this room is done. It's looking gorgeous. And up here, I've thrown in some more like curved blocks. That might stay, that might not. Probably the glowstone block there is going to change. We're also going to go and rip out these few blocks and have the grass extend into this back area. Now what I might do is take a break from this again, but we will come back here and work on this area. I've ripped out some of the textures that I had before because I want to animate what's going on here, as I've said before, and I've got a few ideas on how we can go about doing that. And we're going to crack on here because I prepared the things that I need, or at least some of them, enough to show you what's going on here. So we're going to be using a mod called Simply Conveyors. This has many different things inside of it, including the ability to actually move a block on a conveyor, like visibly the whole block moves across. Very cool stuff. But we're just going to focus on a couple of these things so far, and that is the hopper conveyors, fast conveyors, and item OI conveyors. We're going to use these to move items from one place to another. So if we have an inventory over on this side, it'll take here and add there, and then it'll move the items along. You know, I actually did bring an inventory with me, so I can do just that. I guess we're going to have to break the one at the bottom. See you later. Right, and then we got some fast conveyors. They're just going to act like these ones and go across. There are slower ones as well, but these custom ones all go at the fast speed, so I decided to keep it consistent. And then over on this side, I guess what we can do again is add a hopper as an inventory. That could be a chest, but the other type we have is a hopper conveyor. So put that down on there, and it's going in the wrong direction. Whoopsie me. Hang on. Let's face this direction and. Okay, there we go. Excellent. So, when we put some items into this hopper, you know what's going to happen. They're going to get taken out and put on the conveyor, and then my magnet is going to suck them up. Jeez, I need to disable this thing. There we go. Okay, so let's put in half a stack of cobble, and across it goes. The whole thing at once. Yes, I remembered that just after I did it. So, the way to combat that is just to put your items in a hopper above it, and then they'll go across like a couple at a time, like that. Isn't that really, really cool? That's how we're going to animate things, okay? They're going to fall into this thing over here. And anyway, I started to think about space. How are we going to fit two of these? Initially, it was one above, like on top of the other one. I thought that looked kind of silly. So then I thought, well, two at the same level. We'll have some glass here. You can kind of look into the area and see what's going on. And so if we do that, we're going to have some sort of loading mechanism over here. And then we need to unload it. And where are we going to put our machines? So initially I was going to have like the pulverizers on the side, but I thought about it, and actually I don't think it's going to look that good there. And the place we could put them that would look really cool, and you know what, another problem with putting them on the side is the amount of places you can access them. So what we're going to do is place them in front of where they're going to end up going, the items that is. So we could have a whole row of these things just directly in front of here, which I think will look really cool. They will light up when they're in use as well, which is a good thing. We can put in cobble. It doesn't have power though, so never mind. I wanted to see it light up. But then it means you can't see the one behind it. So our next set of conveyors could go one block higher is what I'm thinking. And we can... Do you know what? They're moving me about and it's kind of awkward here. Just so I can prove a point. We can have them like that. Then we can break the blocks underneath. Aha, you're thinking. Because now we can access this from two different sides. So that means we could run some conduits along the back and along the bottom, and it would make the whole thing very easy. And yes, this is overcomplicated and kind of pointless, but that's the way that I wanted to do it because I've never really done a project like this in that way before. And watching Iskal do things like this on the Hermit pack was really quite inspiring. Where are the other ones? They're over here. Let's grab these, because then we'd have furnaces at the next level along. So this would kind of be the view. It'd have a big contained area. You'd look in, you'd see items going across one way, machines lighting up, then items going across the opposite direction, and all the furnaces lighting up as well. So that leaves us with one more thing, which is materials that we're going to use in here. I wanted to find a factory block that I could bring into this palette. And you know what? The best ones, this one right here and a couple of others have all been used before. So I looked over it and I thought actually Vents is quite good because although it's got this sort of yellowish colour to it, it's not very big, bold or intrusive. And I think that's just going to fit in the back areas of this build and be a nice texture to work with. So possibly we'll end up using that as well. How's that looking? A much more interesting view than what we had before. And I described the idea a moment ago, and now I'm going to add a little bit extra to the end of this, because I realised that I was going to send the ores across, then the dust, and then the ingots would just disappear back into the system. There's room for a little bit more conveying up the top here, so we're going to put in a row of fast conveyors, and then we'll see the ingots go by as well. Now this last bit, well, I guess the whole thing is unnecessary, so it'd be weird to say this is unnecessary. We should do exactly what we want in this game, right? And I should have dug away a little space over here, because what's going to happen is there's going to be a hopper conveyor with an ender chest underneath it. Now we've got 4 of these in total. 2 of them are going to go over here, 2 of them are going to go back in the base, and we're going to link them together with some sort of colour combination. So the first one will go above where this hopper is, which means we have to kind of build something over here to hide this room a little bit. Then the items that appear inside of this, which we can put automatically from our system using an exporter or something like that, it will go out slowly and then the items will go across. In fact, I'm just sort of explaining what I did a moment ago, right? But there's more technical stuff to see. So when it reaches the end over here, it goes into this chest, and then we have a row of these conduits here, item conduits. So this one is going to extract. It's going to round robin, which means evenly distribute into these ones. So they are inserts across the bottom. And then this has been set up so the bottom is blue for inserting, and then the orange is both of those that go on the back side. So these ones extract, and they take it all the way over to the chest on this side, which is then that second conveyor running across the top. In fact, the gold blocks that you see right there are the underside of the conveyor. So then they'll get picked up at the end here and go back across again. And once again, it's set up so blue there, orange there, these ones insert, those ones extract, and then we're going to do that final run across the back before they go into the ender chest that brings it all the way back home. We are just going to be able to hide away all of this stuff right here. I think we're going to have like another stone brick wall just in this area to separate that stuff. We're focusing on the aesthetics now, but that's provided that this test goes to plan. Over here you'll notice that the slope is there. And how am I going to show you this? Yeah, that's where the ender chest is. But that should still be openable because this isn't a full block. And the code is orange, orange, white for input and orange, orange, black for output, which is below that hopper. And so we're focusing on the aesthetics, but we do need to do a test. And I've got to say, I'm quite excited for this next part because, I don't know, it could be amazing if this all works. Something's probably going to go wrong, and I shouldn't have put these down just yet, actually. Let's remove that one so we can access the hopper there. Let's turn off our magnet or dislocator so we don't end up sucking all this stuff away. Alright, so we got 4 lots of ores. Let's do half of them all at once. I don't want to fly straight into it in case something goes wrong. So, yep, things are going across the front and they're filling up. I mean, so far, everything works. In theory, everything that I set up looked really good. Okay, so they're going in. They're getting pulverized. I did have some things to chuck in the chest. Hey, the next bits are going across. Oh, and it's lighting up again. And wow, it looks really cool when it lights up. Oh my god, that looks so cool. And now we get to see the next bits go across. Wow. Oh, that is awesome, isn't it? Now, I've just realized something. Notice how there's a gap. There's a gap between the ingots at the top and the pulverized stuff going across here. That's because we've only got 5 of these. Maybe we should upgrade them and get them to run a little bit faster. The other option would have been to have made this whole setup a little bit wider. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is it right there. Oh, it's looking fantastic. Okay, I want to check on something though, because I believe far more ores are coming across than we can process. So that has filled up in an interesting way, because have we found a duplication bug? I did not. Do you know what? When I was playing around with these in a test world, my inventory would fill up with the items that I was sending across the conveyors really quickly. And I think we may have discovered a bug, because that is definitely not the amount of ores that I put into this thing. Let's just double check. Are you saying that is definitely a stack? Wow, they are actually there. Okay, we have duplicated ores. I'm going to have to throw these away. Okay, whatever's duplicating the items is doing it in a big way. Because we have definitely not produced that much lead. I'm going to have to throw all of this stuff away. I was about to say it, that I could barely believe that this room was complete. And as I'm about to hit record, I remember, oh yeah, then there's this. So at some point in the future we need to come back here, make a little bit of a room down here, and a way to access all of what's going on up here, right? Because that's the purpose of this archway. But if we go up to the top, you'll notice that I've filled in all of these little areas right here, looking real good. Again, just using those textures next to where we've been building. And, oh, that works so well. And then over on this side, there's more of that going on. And look at the view here now. I really like it. If you sort of stand on the edge, you can catch a glimpse of that, which isn't particularly great. On that side, it's nowhere near as bad. But yeah, it looks cool. And I think some light comes through on that side, but not on that side as well. And I love the way this thing lights up. Now, when it comes to the ceiling, you can see I've thrown in a few more stones over here. This just sort of wraps around the back, and then I decided to leave that like so. I could possibly put some leaves in there, but this area here is kind of industrial. So, one last thing that we might do is put in some glass. And originally, I wanted to put them between each of the conveyors. What one? I'm going to and ah over this. So yeah, where the machines are, I originally thought I'd put some glass between each of them, but there's no need really. The items are just like in the middle of the conveyor, so there's no problem there. So, do we want to put something like this at the front? And I think the answer is yes. Actually, I really like that a lot. Okay, that fits in with this theme really well. And look at this little room. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I feel so impressed with what we've done here. I hope you guys have liked it. Oh, and there is one more thing that I wanted to mention, and that is that I've started using the lava chickens. Originally, I wanted to avoid these, but now I realise that I don't want to keep going back and forth to the nether while we're relying on lava, so using a few of these guys for the moment I don't think is too much of a problem. What do you guys think? Should we expand the amount of lava chickens that we got going on here? But anyway, that is going to be it from me this episode. If you have enjoyed it, leave a like on the video. As always, thank you so much for your support. I hope you're enjoying the FoolCraft series. Look at my massive sword. It is crazy looking. But yes, that's going to be it from me this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.